Okie dokie, boys and girls. So today we have a pool day, and it's going to be a light one. Now, these lighter sessions are more important than most people think or want to think, because oftentimes people think about less is more. We want to we want to have more results with less training. But if you could get the most out of your training with doing less, then you would see the top athletes all training less. But instead, they're training a lot, right? They're training an insane amount of time. And does that mean that more or like do more with less is a bad saying? Like less is more, is it a bad saying? No, it's not. There's some truth to it. If you are limited on time, right, you want to basically do a limited amount of training and get the most out of it. And in those cases, oftentimes intense sessions are going to give you the most bang for your buck, because when you're done with an intense session, you've gotten a big stimulus and you're forcing your body to recover from it for a long time, right? So you could perhaps get away with even training once a week or twice a week for a very short time. But if you want to just not get more out of your training, but the most, these light sessions are where it's at. Because, have you ever gotten stuck on a plateau? Yes, you have. We all have, right? And for example, when you're training for strength, in my case, the one arm pull up, when you're stuck, right, on a plateau, or you're training for the planche or the front lever, oftentimes it's the case because we are trying to do more and more intensity weeks on end. And so you're training, you're doing high intensity, your body is not able to recover anymore. So you take some more days off, but then, you get rusty. And even though you're rusty, you get back into a session, you think, I'm going to smash the session. I rested a lot, so I should be fresh. Yes, you're fresh, but you've also forgotten the movement partially. You're not used to the movement anymore. Your body is kind of, numbed to it because you've not done it for a while. And so you get stuck in this loop because you're going to go hard on your session again. You're less efficient at the movement now, even though you are more recovered, and then you don't make progress. And you think to yourself, oh, I have to recover for a while again. And the cycle repeats over and over again. But if every once in a while, once you feel you're getting stuck in your progression, if you just back off a little and you remove some intensity, you do a lighter session with perhaps a little bit more reps, then you will notice like, hey, you don't forget the movement, right? You stay efficient at the movement. And yes, the recovery might take a little bit longer in total compared to doing nothing at all. But during that period, you're still learning the movement, you're actually getting a bit stronger, right? And so that's kind of the key to getting those plateaus out of the way, in my opinion. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Last session, I finished, a session with one arm pull-ups with 10 kilos, and that was quite heavy for me. So I want to back off for a while and then come back stronger. That's the plan. So today, I'm gonna do past one arm pull-ups, and by past I mean a pause at the bottom. I'm gonna do a dead hang, and I think I'm just gonna do 3 sets of this. 3 sets of 5 if possible, to just get a little back pump with these one arm pull-ups. And yeah, let's get started. That's gonna be part one of this workout. All right, 5 reps. Obviously, I'm not at my peak right now, but while I'm doing the push-ups, if I can just move forward slowly or even just maintain these one arm pull-ups, I'm very happy. And 5 reps with a dead hang in between, I don't think it's too bad. And I feel like there's a couple more sets in me, so let's go. Okie dokie, so I just forgot to record the last set, but that's 3 sets of 5, that's some good volume. It's not a crazy amount of reps, but it's more than I've been doing as of late. Lately I've been doing like 3 sets of 2 reps, very heavy, and so on most of these sets, except for the last one basically, I even had some more reps in the tank, so it's light volume, right? It's doing more than I usually do at a lower intensity, and repetition is key. You repeat something, you get better at it. That's true for the one-arm pull-up, the planche, the front lever, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, you name it, repetition is key. And so, very happy with how this went, but the back workout or the pulling workout is not over yet. I'm gonna do some chin-ups as well, but at the moment my back is tired, so what I'm gonna do before the chin-ups is some planche. I've been doing light workouts of the planche quite frequently, like 4 times a week as of late, and I was doing this with an aim of maintaining my strength, but actually I'm even improving a little bit. And just by doing these planche push-ups, I can have my back rest while I do other training. So I see it as a win-win situation. I'm doing a pull movement and then alternating with a push movement to have my shoulders work while my back rests, and then another pull movement in the end. That's efficient use of your time, because while one muscle group is resting, the other one is working. So let's go. 3 sets of some push-ups. All right, so after the planche push-ups, doing a greasing the groove set of regular push-ups as well, and you might be asking yourself, Timmy, isn't this too much? And well, to be honest, it could be. That's what I'm wondering myself as well as of late, because I feel like I am quite high towards the limit of training volume for myself at the moment. But guess what? I don't really know unless I'm gonna try, right? So I'm gradually upping my training volume with the push-ups, not with the pull-ups, but with the push-ups and cycling, right? Endurance-based stuff, the 2 most important goals of mine at the moment. And so I will just gradually increase the volume until I feel like I've hit my limit, or surpassed it a little bit. And in doing so, in the process, I'll get stronger. If you don't know if something's gonna work, well, the best way to find out is to actually try it, and then you will know for sure, right? Very logical. But anyway, that's 1 set of greasing the groove push-ups done. Now it's time for some chin-ups. Let's go. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today's workout, and it was 6 sets of pull-ups in total, 3 of the one-arm pull-up, and then 3 of the chin-up, and then a couple push-sets. And nothing was all too intense. Most of the time, or I guess I should say all of the time, I had a little bit left in the tank. But that's also the point of these workouts. It's a light workout. You're just going through the motion intentionally. You want to do quality, right? But still, you're still stimulating the body just at a lower intensity, right? And this will carry you through these plateaus. If you're always doing high intensity stuff and it's so intense that perhaps you can only do one workout every week or perhaps every 5 days, right? When you're getting to that new workout, you've been idle, so for so long, right? You haven't trained for so long that it's just your body is not able to catch up immediately. You're rusty, right? And so one way to solve that, in my opinion, is these lighter workouts because you can do these quite often. I'm not gonna do this one again tomorrow, but if I wanted to, I think I can. I could do it again on Friday, in just 2 days with one day of rest in between. And yeah, the frequency is higher. Of course, every now and then you need a high intensity workout. That's just gonna give you the big stimulus, but these workouts are very important as well if you want the most results. You can still get a lot of results keeping these kind of workouts and just doing only the intense stuff. But the truly best results, in my opinion, come from doing a bit of volume as well. So that's gonna be it for today's training. Tomorrow is gonna be like another greasing the grooving day, just like a couple sets of planche, a couple sets of push-ups, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'll see you then. Now I'll have some dinner.